Hello guys and welcome to the STPL. My name is Kix. Joining me, who is this current black box at the moment, is going to be Rapid. I need to quickly
Come on,
fix
Kix.
this camera.
You had one job. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're ruining the mystery of our setup here. But anyway, yes, I'm here. And also, wait, did you tweet about this? I'll read it anyway.
I did, but didn't. So I am really not sure what the hell is going on with Discord right now, but this is definitely strange. So I will re-add it as a thing.
What did you do, Kix? How could you?
I'm killing esports, man. That's what I'm doing.
It definitely did not. Oh, did it tweet? Oh, okay. Well, you did anyway. I'll just retweet your last tweet anyway.
I tweeted a little bit earlier, so it's all good. Hopefully everyone in chat is having a good Tuesday. It's weird to be here on a Tuesday, but yesterday...
I think you mean Wednesday. Excuse you, Kix.
Oh yeah, it's Wednesday now in Korea. It's essentially
exactly,
Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm living in the future. I already know the results from all these games.
I know the results of one of them. There was a walkover in one of the games, unfortunately, but that person has since been removed from their clan. So that was
damn.
Yeah, that was a little
spicy,
a little bit crazy. But let me just add the window capture and everything. Trouble is, I'm stuck on this screen while I try and fix this as well. So it's kind of funny.
Anyway, because you guys can't hear, I have a brand new microphone, so that's where my dulcet tones are coming through. And B, I'm eating steel-cut Irish oats. So I'm trying to get with the Kix's like UK theme here, but I don't know why they're called Irish oats because they're just steel-cut oats in general. But I'm gonna call them that in hopes that I can identify with Kix and his people.
Well, apparently Discord does not want to like pick up anything. So you know what? We'll fix this a little bit later on as we have a look.
Wait a second, it just doesn't like my camera at all?
It's not your camera, it's Discord itself. Like the window won't capture for some reason.
Why don't you restart Discord?
That's a good idea. I'll be right back.
I do have those every once in a while.
You should be in tech support, not me, man. Okay, so I'm going to quickly restart Discord, see if that makes any difference to OBS. It seems a bit weird how it wouldn't pick it up. It's never had this problem before, but I think this is actually the first time I'm using my new PC to actually pick up Discord, so maybe that's the problem.
Okay, we'll try it again.
Yeah, so that's still doing the same thing. Definitely weird, but there is another way around this, although it's...
You can also just call me on Zoom or Skype, heaven forbid.
Then I need to pick up someone else, so...
Yeah, but it might actually pick up.
That is a good point.
Ooh, a suggestion from chat. Try disabling hardware acceleration in Discord.
Disabling hardware acceleration in Discord. Why do I do that?
Yeah, because a lot of times that makes the process like a different one than the one you're normally trying to hook into. And OBS doesn't like that sometimes. Excellent suggestion, guy in the chat. A helpful also guy in the chat says that it's in settings. So now you know where to check, Kix.
Oh, that's awesome. Looking through, seeing if I can...
See, Kix is actually soaring above the city right now, and I'm like down on the street below.
Yeah, we need to get the lift working.
It's called an elevator, Kix, excuse you.
Oh, nice seeing use my mouse to click through the settings. I'm amazed that we've got such wonderful people in chat.
Well, they are very nice, so living up to the name.
I wonder if it's some... is... Too weird. Try and disable that quickly, see if it makes any difference. I can't find this hardware acceleration thing whatsoever.
Yeah, where is the hardware acceleration thing? Let's see. Hardware acceleration Discord. Okay, it's in settings, appearance, and then you scroll down to hardware acceleration. Aha!
Okay, I think that's reloading Discord again, so we'll see how that goes. Window capture once again. Maybe I just need to not use window capture as well. That might be a thing.
You can try to use game capture on Discord, but sometimes it doesn't.
Ah, it works. We fixed it.
Whoa! But how?
Okay, let's
I'm
go
busy.
here.
I'm busy trying to eat my oats here. I've got whole oat groats. Don't rob me of my Now everybody knows that I didn't realize that daylight savings time was a thing. You're
That's
revealing
fine.
all of my secrets, Kicks.
It's cool. It's all good. Luckily enough.
Also,
we got
where's that
everything
chroma capture, Kicks?
That's
Also,
what,
oh my goodness, I'm gigantic.
I'll sort both of
You're
those
removing
out
the
now.
fourth wall. God, Kicks, how dare you? You had one job. Oh, actually,
Oh,
wow.
you're a ghost now.
What is happening? Oh my god. What is happening, Kicks?
I'm really good at this. There we go. Okay, so let's try and make
Whoa.
you the same size. I think
No!
we might be good.
No, Kicks, come back. I'm too tiny. You have to make me bigger so I can speak normally.
You know what?
I'm just gonna sit farther back from the camera.
Let's figure this out. You're gonna overlap me for a second, and I'll make you the same size. There we go. That's perfect.
Kicks,
We've done it.
I didn't sign up for that. I just want you to know that that was against my will right there.
Well, we're finally here for some more STPL. Let's actually get into the games. Starting us off here for EF. Starting us off in our first series, we've got EF versus NiCe. Should be a fun game.
Not as fun as whatever that thing was that just happened. Kicks. I'm pretty. Why don't we just? We can both. Never mind. I've got so many things I want to try now. This is my. You've opened my mind up to experimentation with cameras. Just to clarify that. Hey, Eternal Friends versus NiCe, our two new teams in the STPL this season. Wow.
Yep, they did play once before. They played in a show match when NiCe won. That was obviously 5-0. Well, it wasn't 5-0. It was like a 3-2 or something. Let's have a look at the rosters we've got coming up today, as that is obviously the main thing where we see what matchups we're going to see. We're going to start with the ZVT between Ozna and Astro on Multiverse. We're going to have a walkover in Game 2 between Blaze and Orr. Orr is now ejected from NiCe, so he's gone. ZVZ between Chaylin and Essen on Neo Arkanoid, and a TVP between Pinkbrush and Good on Carthage 3.
Okay, so most of these guys I do not know. I know that NiCe actually has quite a few very good players. Same thing for Eternal Friends. And the thing about Eternal Friends is they have lots of Korean players on their team, including Chaylin, who's always exciting to watch because she also streams all the time, is bilingual Korean English, and kind of like our fill-in for Scan while he's in the military.
Yep. It's weird though, because Scan, every once in a while, he'll like put a stream on for a little bit. I don't think he's supposed to do that, but it's okay. We all benefit, so it's good. Okay, let's have a look at our first map for today. It's going to be Multiverse. Multiverse, a really cool map from the latest season of ASL. 4 spawns. You can block it through the middle if you block or if you kill the assimilators. And overall, a pretty good map. And then I guess.
I had my microphone muted. But yes, I agree. Also a pretty cool map. We were almost about to play Multiverse in BSL in the deciding game number 7, but spoiler alert, it didn't go that far. So I was missing out on this, and I hope that we get a chance to see it. I mean, I guess we're guaranteed to get a chance to see it, so never mind.
Yeah. So just a quick look at the players. Ozna hasn't played too many games, has lost the 2 he's played, so nothing to talk about there. His opponent, Astro, fighting for NiCe, has won both of his games, and he's actually the only player from Australia in the entire tournament, and quite possibly the only Australian player I know about since Legionnaire. So pretty big weight on his shoulders, so it's all good.
Okay. Yeah, I always kind of root for Astro just because, you know, he's upholding the I don't know, banner of the Commonwealth across the world.
Okay, well, let's
Wait, are there any other Commonwealth countries that play StarCraft?
Well, the Canada, the United Kingdom, I think that's
Wait, I don't know if... Yeah, I guess Canada does Dragons out there. Okay, anyway, let's start the games, Kicks. God, why you take so long?
Okay, starting us off here in the top middle position, we do have the Purple Zerg fighting from South Korea for EF. It's Ozuna.
There we go. And their opponent in the right-hand side of the screen, upper right, I guess is what we're calling it, is our Grey Terran player, Astro, of course, from Australia. I can't get over the little stats that pop up in the right-hand side of your screen. Who do you think you are? ESPN?
I think I'm the
Big
king of stats. Huge thanks to Bonith for the raid. Welcome to his 65 viewers. Hopefully your stream went well. I saw part of it, but then had to go, so hopefully it didn't miss
same
too
here.
much.
Now, I was watching him use D-Web on Corsairs to stop tank pushes. I'm like, something's wrong here. But it looked cool. It was pretty sick. Anyway. So thanks, Bonith. And, I guess we don't get a chance to watch any Protoss now, but that'll happen a little bit later on. Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Protoss, next week, there's a possibility of next week there being a cast day with 9 PVZs in, which is crazy. Just all the PVZ, all of them, that's it. Yeah, week 6 is, there's actually a lot of Terrans in week 6 again, so it's kind of cool for me.
Let's see, what is happening here in my game, Kicks? I guess what we have, Rax expand versus 12 pool, or 12 hatch. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's kind of normal. Recently, all the TVZs I've seen have kind of gone like this. There's been a lot more tech openings, and I mean, Astro does have the chance of going for that after his expansion, but I'm not really 100% sure he's going to do that. The last time I think I saw him play TVZ, I think he went bio, so it's kind of cool.
Kicks, why don't we call this opener for Zerg Overhatch?
I don't know, it sounds cooler.
Because we had a bunch of Overgas builds, and there's Overpool, obviously. So the only thing we're missing is the Overhatch build. I think it should definitely be called that instead.
To be honest,
I'm just trying to trigger everybody that calls it 12 hatch.
I wonder if there is. I guess you could technically have an Overhatch build in CVC. Maybe if you build the Overlord then the hatch on 9, then technically it is an Overhatch. But maybe it's because 12 hatch is kind of like the go-to. It's kind of like it's 14 CC. Despite the fact it doesn't have to be on 14, it could be on 15 as well. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, that would be basically the dumbest build ever. Anyway, I'm just memeing to start the game because it's a Rax expand, so probably nothing happens. I received some feedback that when I say that nothing is happening, there's actually 1,000 million billion things happening, and I'm just too dumb to see them. Except that in this game, there's actually nothing happening. So yeah. I believe that would be accurate to say here. He's building a command center, and on the other side, we're getting a lair. Sick.
Yeah, pretty much everything perfectly normal for your kind of everyday modern TVZ, especially when you're going for a bio opening now. It's kind of a little bit later, within the next couple of minutes, you start to really see the builds diverging, and you can see the lairs on the way for Ozuna, so it's going to be a 2-hatch, most likely muteless play here, but Lurkers certainly aren't ruled out entirely at the moment. Obviously no Hydralisk Den is a pretty big tell on that, but maybe he's hiding it from the SCB.
Dude, what was I watching? I think it was KSL, where we actually saw, I guess it was Mine try to use the Met Goliath opener, and I think it was Saxtory that busted him with Hydras. So now I have to think about whether or not our Terran player is going to die to Hydralisks in my games, which was never a thought I used to have before. Thankfully, it's not what's happening here, so yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that, at least for the near future.
Now he does show off the Spire to the SCV, so that's going to help Astro a little bit. 2 racks already. Academy is on the way, so the Engineering Base should be following this pretty quickly. Now, against 2 hatch, 2 racks Academy is definitely the better choice because you get your stim and range up a lot quicker. But you do need that +1 as soon as you can, unless you're planning to go into mech behind it. There's been kind of like this weird... Well, it's not been a recent thing, I guess, but there's like a fake mech and fake bio build going on at the moment, where people go bio, then switch into mech and vice versa. So, I wonder if we'll see that today.
Yeah, I think we almost had that in KSL on, I think it was Group A. But the player is trying to switch back into bio after the fake mech opener and just died while he was switching. So I'm like, gotta make sure that doesn't happen, obviously. But I'm pretty sure this is just going to be your standard bio opener into traditional bio. At least I haven't seen anything that tells me anything differently. Although, maybe I missed it while I was busy saying that nothing was happening.
Well, I guess it'll be interesting to see when he actually chooses to tech up. Obviously, the quicker you tech, the less barracks you have, which means your micro is a lot more important. And it looks like he's actually getting ready to build... No, it's going to be a turret there. I was going to say maybe he's building a factory already, which is pretty quick, but going for a radiate super fast isn't exactly a bad decision either, so...
3 turrets already up and on the way, and this is actually kind of fast on the turrets. Ideally, you want them up right as the mutas hit, but mutas are not, just barely finishing. So actually, I take it back. That's actually pretty good timing. Yeah, and because they're close by air, I think maybe he was like, oh, gotta get them up in time.
The mutas feel a little bit late compared to what they normally would be with 2-hatch. I think he did delay the spire a little bit too long, possibly, but... obviously the mutless are coming up now. It'll be interesting to see whether he goes into carapace. No, he's going into attack. So he is going to be doing a ton of damage to these SCVs once that kicks in. But obviously it makes them a little bit more flimsy against bio.
Yeah, almost always see carapace first on mutas. Obviously it's really good against Corsair when you're playing versus Protoss, but a lot of times attack can be better if you're diving turrets to take them out. So definitely a stylistic choice. Picks off one of the SCVs that was building another turret up there, so that's going to be stalled for a little bit. But yeah, you definitely don't want to take too much damage when you're getting a muta upgrade. Otherwise, you're just throwing away mutas that would be better later.
Yeah, and obviously one good thing about going for attack is if you can get into Hive relatively quickly afterwards, +1 attack on Guardians is ridiculously good. Guardians do so much damage against bio anyway, but with +1 attack it really does help. Now, as you mentioned, when they dive in on turrets, it makes them a little bit better, taking them down. I believe it takes 1 less muta if you've got +1 attack, and obviously if I remember this correctly, I may be wrong.
Diving into the main mineral line, whoa, that's a kind of a tour de force there, all the way through the Terran base. And actually finds a couple of areas where there's just no turrets, so that's actually really good, but he is losing a few mutas here.
Yeah, he's only lost 1 so far, surprisingly enough. He took a ton of damage, but he's really mitigating the damage on this hurt mutas, which is awesome. So he's going to be able to take down more and more Marines, and when Astro's only on 2 racks, he doesn't have that much bio.
Yeah, actually taking out several of these turrets. There's a fire bat down there trying to hit the mutas. He's going to have to lean on his back for that one, but it was a very good trade there. Really nice attack. Forced a lot of clutch repairs and bio movement and really took out almost all the Marines. So, wow, that was really good.
Yeah, and one of the best things about this as well is if you look over on the left-hand side of the map, there's a 3rd base here, and Astro is a million miles away from being able to do any damage to it. He's got barely any bio. He's going up to 4 racks now, which is super late. The starport is only just now coming in as well, and these mutless are just going to continue to do more and more damage.
And Queen's Nest on the way too, so that means that once we hit potentially Greater Spire, they just do even more damage. Did I hear a load up sound? No, I guess I did not.
I think
that was bunker unload. Yeah, I keep confusing that with the dropship floating sound, and I get a little paranoid. But Stargate, or Starport rather, is on the way. Ooh, losing a muta for free there, but he still has almost an entire control group, and these are +1 upgraded mutas.
Yeah, they're +1 upgraded Marines as well, but a little bit of mistake by Astro. He actually target fired one of his own medics by accident. And when you're on so few barracks, that's a massive deal. You need as many medics as you can possibly get. And look at the mutas, they're really abusing this terrain.
Yeah, ooh, I mean, he is taking muta losses here, so it's not like he can just keep doing this for free. But the bio is just so low from earlier that he's going to lose everything.
Yeah, the mutless are doing 10 damage per hit now. The glaive worms, I believe, actually get affected by the +1 as well. So you saw he was pretty much cutting through those Marines. And every time they stim, they get weaker, and there's only 1 medic here.
He target fired his fire bat down too, so I don't know what it is.
It's not a good day to be Astro's bio.
Maybe he's like, what do you call those people? Oh, he's target firing down his own bunker.
I think this is deliberate. Maybe he wants to get some tanks out. Yeah, he's got a tank here. That wouldn't have been able to get through, but the trouble is, there's now lurkers outside of his front. The mutless is still picking off more and more bio, and there's only 3 mutless now, so Ozina's time to attack has kind of failed here, but he's delayed the push so unbelievably long that I don't know how Astro can recover from this.
Yeah. I like, what's killed more here, Kicks? Has it been Astro or Ozina of Astro's stuff? I'm just memeing a little bit, but here's the dropship. Hey, if he can do this, oh, there's one Muta. He's gonna catch the dropship perfectly. Oh my dog, this is so good. Wow, Ozina is killing it. He's even got a third base up in the meantime. Lurker tech. NiCe is almost about to finish. So good.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Irradiate is finally done, but look at this. Astro's going to try and push out and see if he can break onto the map. He's only got 2 medics again. And going back to the question you said, where you kind of memed a bit about who's done more damage to Astro, it's actually Astro in terms of gas, because Ozina well, until now, Ozina hadn't killed a single gas unit. It was just Astro. And here we go. Oh my god, he's going to get the vessel.
Oh, Irradiate! He gets it before Irradiate finishes. Oh, this is so bad. And now... Excuse me. Oh, my... Oh, it went down the wrong hole there.
Yep.
He got into a really good position, did a lot of damage, but he sacrificed almost all of his mutas, so that sucks.
Yeah, it does. There's no additional upgrades coming in on the air either. Obviously, the +1 damage did its fair share of work, but without any additional mulas coming in, all of a sudden drops become a bigger deal. Finally, a ton of Scourge have just spawned. But the worrying thing is Astro... Oh my god, this is pretty good splitting versus these lurkers. Oh my god.
Wait, I'm pretty sure he just loses all the lurkers though, right?
Yeah, he does. How on earth?
Kicks?
I mean, Astro...
Kicks, what was that?
I don't know. Ozina pushed a little bit too far forward. Even though the Marines were all clumped, he still managed to kill all of the lurkers. I mean, he had +1 armor, which is a massive deal, especially against someone who only just got a couple of evolution chambers, so there's no upgrades on these lurkers whatsoever, but still. I mean, all of a sudden, Astro's back in the game.
Well, I mean... Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Kicks. He is pumping off of 4, now 5 racks, and he does have more science vessels coming out that do have enough energy for Irradiate. But watch out for the Zerg that's now sandwiching this vulnerable bio ball out in the middle of the map.
Oh,
also, he doesn't know the path. Oh my god, he's going to dive on it again. No, not like this. Ooh.
Wait, was there a second vessel? He just scourged one of them.
Man, that NBN is really kicking in right now for Astro. He clicked the vessel, and it started to turn the little thing on top for an Irradiate, and it didn't go off, so yikes. Well, now the mutas are back to killing everything. Where have I seen that before? Oh, wait, the entire game. This is a common theme here. Ozina, killing it right now.
Yeah, these mutas are actually done a fair share of work throughout the entire game. Finally, we have a good number of medics, but the trouble is, Ozina lost so many lurkers and so many gas units. That's why I feel Astro still has a choice here. The tanks, though, getting caught out in the middle of the map. The Lings getting a good surround, but the Marines saving the tanks.
Wow, okay. I mean, all of a sudden I look at my map and I see a larger ball of gray than of purple. And it just hasn't looked like that for basically this entire game, Kicks.
Yep, and oh, here we go. Astro going to try and push forward. Nice target firing on that first lurker. The Marines are split pretty well. The medics doing a ton of work.
Damn.
And Ozina lose another army.
Okay, Kicks. I don't know if, like, during this game, Astro's like upgrading to like Telstra or something. I don't know. He's really putting in a lot of work, and more importantly, these lurkers are just not doing anything. But the bane of all Terrans, that is the Dark Swarm, coming in. There's a little wiggly defiler wiggling up to the front of this Terran base. Unfortunately, all of the Zerglings throw themselves away, so that's obviously not what you want. And now the Defiler might die to Marines. So
nice playing at
we're
the front,
struggling.
though. But there's only one Sunken. The Sunken's gone down. The NiCe canal is right in the open. It's going to go down as well.
He missed the Dark Swarm. It's supposed to be in front of the bio, not behind the bio. The mutas coming back might be able to do a little bit.
He kills everything. The Plague was just far too good.
Oh, Irradiate, no. Okay. I mean, at what point am I allowed to say that this is starting to be an even game?
It's starting to be an even game now. Both sides have lost so many units. Astro is trying to stim forward, but there's a ton of medics here now. Looks like the Muteless all did go down to that Radiate, so that's something. And there's a third base coming up for Astro in the other main.
Wow. Okay, so I can't keep track here, Kicks. Both players are like trading their armies back and forth, and I mean, now they both basically don't have any army at all. I mean, Astro actually has 0 army. But Ozuna, he's been able to just like spam out all the larvae from all of his hatcheries because he's on like 7 hatches right now. So, I mean, that's helping him out quite a bit. Astro is trying to do this sneaky hidden expand at the 6 o'clock base, but a couple of lings will find that out. He does need to lift it before it starts burning down.
Yeah, but the trouble is, even if it burns, I'm still yet to see someone build a queen. I'm very disappointed. It's free money, essentially. Even if you don't build the infested Terrans, like, just getting the infested command center is just it's a psychological win. And here we go, looks like we are going to have the swarm coming in. Looks like Astro has not been able to build his units up quick enough. And finally, Ozuna may have the moves to finish the game. And with an Ultras coming up as well, this is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, I think this is going to do it. I mean, I think we all kind of knew this was coming the whole time, but yeah, this is it. Double Dark Swarm in the Nat, and the command center was killed at the 6 o'clock location. I think we are done here, Kicks.
Yeah, he is going to lift up. He's going to use that Tenacious Terran Spirit to try and stay in the game, but that single Lurker under the Dark Swarm doing so much. And we've finally got a single Irradiate on the Defiler, but the Lurker's already got a Dark Swarm right up at the natural choke. And this is not looking good for Astro.
Nope. I mean, we're starting to get some Irradiate. Nah, there's basically no way back into this. We're just going to keep rallying everything across the map. And finally, these Lurkers are getting revenge for having lost 5 million of them earlier.
Yep, and this is going to be the final blow. The cows running in. GG. Astro taps out, and Ozuna takes game number 1. Yeah,
wow. I actually thought that was a lot more even than I expected it to be at some point, you know? Like, there was this time where Ozuna was just killing it, all the mutas were killing everything, and then he runs like 10 Lurkers in and they all die for free, and I'm just like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So
I genuinely thought that he could come back in the game after that, but that money plague on all of the bio and he killed the entire army from Astro saved him the game, and that gave him the ability to get those Ultras, to get the extra Lurkers, and stay on 4 bases. So, like that, Ozuna takes that win, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with game number 2. See you guys soon.
And people like Kix, for example, who has an encyclopedic knowledge of every map that's ever been released on StarCraft. And
he's a map man! Skibidi on do do. Skibidi on do do. Skibidi on do do. He's a map man! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee da ba-ba-da-boop. Ba-ba-ba-da-boop. Bee-da-ba-ba-da-boop. Ba-ba-ba-da-boop. Everybody plays one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, I don't let nothing hold you back. If Kix can do it, so can you. Gooba-dooba-dooba-dee-da-ba-ba-da-boop, ba-ba-ba-da-boop.
Please don't listen to him for maps.
yeah.
Okay guys, I said we'd be back with game number 2. I lied, we'll be here with game number 3. Game 2 was a walkover in favor of EF. Or has been ejected from the NiCe community, or at least he disappeared for some reason, and they've decided to remove him from the team for that reason. But
Not very nice.
Yeah, but starting here for NiCe is going to be Essen, or NiCe as you call him, Rapid, as his name is just nice backwards. Clever meme. But he's been doing pretty well, 66% win rate overall, and his opponent for EF is going to be Chaylin. I still need to make that box bigger so her whole quote fits in there, because I keep forgetting to do that.
Her quote, basically, if you've ever heard any Korean player say anything about their fans, it's basically that. It's like, please cheer for me so I can show good games. But also, pretty inspirational considering that this last weekend at BlizzCon, there was a female Hearthstone player who won the Hearthstone tournament at BlizzCon. So she's kind of trying to say the same thing there. And I think it's actually really cool because she is a very good player, but not invincible. As you can see here, she's had to play some very strong players, but it's actually lost against some players I wouldn't have predicted that she would lose against. Obviously, maybe not favored against Scan or Careless, but guys like Dreamer and even Mad, who's looking really good these days,
yeah,
those losses kind of hurt. So Chaylin not really living up to the expectations that I had.
Yeah, so let's have a look at what map they're going to be playing on. It's going to be our third map. It's one of my favorites. It's going to be Neo Arkanoid. Now, this is the map where Essen, the last time we saw it, in the only ZVZ we've had on here, went double hatchling and broke through and just killed Praise. Now, I don't know what we're going to see here. It could be different, but it is the same player, so I would say expect that again as we get into game number 3. It's Essen versus Chaylin. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, in the pink, fighting for NiCe, it's Essen.
Yeah, I was muted. Never mind. In the upper right in the gray is his Zerg opponent, Chaylin. Wow. So, wait, with that walkover, that means that right now it's 2-0 for Eternal Friends, right?
That is indeed the case. So super important game here for Essen. Now, I did mention before that we did have a super quick game on this map, just to quickly show off the map feature quickly. So to get to your opponent's base, you have to kill through a temple. You have to kill through 1 generator, 2 generators, and you also have to kill through another temple as well. And that's guessing you get the right location. Now, I don't know for sure if that's what we're going to see, but that's exactly what we saw from Essen last time. And he's sending his drone to do the same thing he did before as well. On 9 supply, there we go.
So one of the interesting things about this map is, A, you can just get 3 hatches immediately if you want. Or 3 bases. Because you can afford to build your hatchery off position, make a bunch of Zerglings, then just go into 5 hatch play after that. But this is ZVZ. And so either A, it plays like a really weird ZVZ, or B, you can still play it like ZVZ, and your Lings will just be busting through all of the neutral buildings to make it a way, to stop this map from being like an island map. So
yeah,
it is actually very, very strange, especially in ZVZ, because most of the time the races have a really hard time scouting each other, except for Zerg, because their Spite Eagles fly.
Yeah, no, luckily enough for both of them, they did both scout in the correct direction. Now, this is going to be so important for Chaylin. Chaylin opted to go for 12 hatch on location to get that gas up. If she can survive this early Ling rush, she'll have the ability to go into Mutelisks. She'll be super far ahead in the air and should realistically win the game, but she has to survive against what Essen has planned.
Well, what does Essen have planned here? I actually would love to see him go for something along the lines of a super huge macro play. But obviously, that's not what he's doing. The Overlord is going to scout incorrectly. Oh, no, it's going down. It sees the creep.
Yep, super important. Chaylin checking that other base, wanted to make sure that she didn't miss anything, and we'll see it. And the element of surprise is gone. Praise. He did not know what Essen was doing. But Chaelin can see everything now. And if you can see it, all you need to do is build a couple of Sunkens, and you're going to be A-okay.
This is like the worst possible situation because not only is the hatch not on position, so you can't mine from it, he got scouted, so now the aggression is just, totally telegraphed.
Yeah, essentially the way this is going now is, when a Zerg player goes like in base, well, this is a 9 hatch in this case, and the other person expands in like a normal CVZ, it's going to kind of be like that. Obviously, Chaelin still has to worry. I mean, you can just see how quickly Essen is breaking through these buildings, but Chaelin obviously knows it's coming and can probably defend, but it can still go to macro from here, or at least I would say that. But Essen still hasn't built a lair, and he's not mining any additional gas. He's going for it. This is do or die.
Yeah, no, I mean, credit where credit's due, right? Like, it is something to be able to like start a strategy and then see it through to its inevitable conclusion. The only problem is, I don't know if that inevitable conclusion is going to be that great. Honestly, he should try to break through both of these temples so that it's a wider choke point. I think that would be the big brain play, but he breaks through one, and now I think he's going to make the choice to break through the second one a little bit slower than he should have. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward things, though, because if you start attacking this temple, Chaelin can suddenly try and go for some kind of surround. And look at that, she's going to go in with a couple of lings, see if she can do a little bit of damage. But there's so many more lings coming along, and there's no Sunken back at home. I think Essen may still do it.
Why didn't she build a Sunken? What?
I think she thinks she can hold on to the front here, and I mean, if she gets a good enough concave, there is a good number of lings, but is it going to work? Here we go, both lings going into each other. There's definitely numerically more here for Essen, but Chaelin definitely getting a favorable engagement, at least at the start here.
No, Essen's going to crush this. Essen wins the game here. This is so crazy. The Spire's not even done yet.
Well, all I know is if anyone ever gets Essen on CVZ in this map now, they know exactly what to do. That's twice in a row he's done this, and twice he's going to win with it. It's just crazy.
Notice he leaves the Sunken Colony on 100 HP because it loses that when it pops, but he's actually just going to go for the kill anyway. So, wow. That was actually much better than I expected for Chaelin.
Yeah.
Just because the Zergling AI really kind of either bugged out or just wasn't controlled correctly. And now the mutas are actually going to be in production. I think it's actually no mutas yet because still a little bit worried about the ground battle.
Yeah, looks like all of it is going into lings at the moment, and to be honest, that is the best decision. Now, Essen did actually manage to even up the drone count, but he did not get the overwhelming victory he needed to go for. Now, he does scout the additional hatchery. That's going to be a big pick-off if he can get it, but there just isn't enough left for Essen anymore. Chaelin is just building more because she has 2 hatcheries in better places.
Honestly, at this point, maybe you try to, do the play the spore game. He's also got 2 lings left back at home. Maybe that's just against counterattacks, but really gonna have to bring it here because the time, or the clock rather, is ticking. Although I will say we have a Spire, but still no mutas have been built at all. So that's obviously a little subpar. Now, trying to pull Chaelin's lings out to get a better concave against them, but NiCe just doesn't have enough. So, there's only so many ways you can win this as a Zerg player in a CVZ, and that is either switch tech, try to get mutas out, or expand and try to, put down spore colonies. But I don't think we're going to see either one of those from NiCe.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to have mass lings from both still, because Chaelin knows if she goes into mutas, all of a sudden things will go south. And here we go, she gets another overwhelming victory. GG. Essen taps out, and Chaelin takes game number 3.
Yeah, that is game number 3. I forgot that. So, wow. Chaelin, with that win for Eternal Friends, will give them the 3-0 in the series, right?
Yeah, we obviously still do play game number 4, and because that was such a quick game, I'm going to quickly load up the replay for that, and we'll introduce our next couple of players. But essentially, I mean, Chaelin did it. She's officially broken Essen's streak of being able to just break through all the buildings, and that's kind of exciting, because it means now Essen can't blindly do that and just expect to win, because It feels like if Chaylin had gone into muteless there would have been less Lings, and maybe Essen still would have had a chance. And I guess that's why she chose not to. And guess what? It worked out in the end. She didn't even need to send a mute to go attack. She just won.
Yeah. Wow, that's still a weird ZVZ. That map, like, Neo Arkanoid is just the gift that keeps on giving. Ugh. So anyway, that's that game. NiCe win 3, or Eternal Friends win 3-0. And we got one more game to finish off the series coming up next.
Yeah, and if we have a look here, it's going to be Pinkbrush for Eternal Friends. Now, Pinkbrush was the player who had a bit of a communication issue in week... what was it? Yeah, we're week 6 now, so it's week 5. That game did end up with a Seriosity victory, but regardless, Pinkbrush is at a 50% win rate, doing really, really well against some pretty good players. And his opponent for NiCe is going to be good, who's also 50% but has played less games.
Oh, well. 6 stats kicks, as always.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, let me join the game. 1 second. All right, never mind. The map is probably what I'm most interested in. I'm just like, well, what is... this map actually reminds me a lot of Shin Peaks of Baekdu.
Kind of. It's more...
Without the temples in the middle.
It's more like Sinchapung Ryung, I guess, because there's less...
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I guess it's similar to both because there are a lot of really narrow chokes throughout the entire map, and we've had some really, really good games on here in terms of PBT, which this is going to be. It's PBT. It's 4-3 in favor of Protoss, which isn't that crazy. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to getting into the game because we've had some really epic games here. So let's jump in. It's game number 4. It's Pinkbrush versus Good. And that's the wrong button. Okay, now starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the Pink Terran fighting for EF. It's Pinkbrush.
And their opponent in the bottom right in the blue, dark blue, navy blue is Protoss. This is... Wow, that's so nice. It's good, but I can't even read the good on my screen because it's such a dark blue on black.
Yeah, I can just about see it on my screen, so it's fine for me. I do like this color, and I must admit, I really like Pinkbrush every time he's played so far has picked pink, and that makes it a hell of a lot easier.
If he picks purple instead, oh, I hate you.
It's like I was casting one of the red series, and Warrior seems to always pick red, or at least he goes to, and then if he forgets, he somehow spawns as red anyway. But we had like... It was red versus blue because it was top versus bottom and the colors were bad. But the red player wasn't red, and it just made it so confusing to try and cast.
No thanks. I'll take my bad colors and somehow I'll make it through. I mean, red versus blue still works pretty well. But only if they remember to make it in top versus bottom.
Yeah, that's a rule now, so pretty much everyone has. A couple of people need to be told again, but luckily enough the captains are on top of it. Massive shout out to all the captains from Season 2. A lot of them are back from Season 1 as well, and without them, the STPL wouldn't be nearly as easy to run as it is, so kind of cool.
And it's already pretty easy to run, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so simple. There's not really much to do. I just press a button and all the things come up. It's nice.
So, NiCe still have the moral victory in their sights, and it's going to be up to Good. So, Korean player versus Korean player, but I think at least from what we've seen, Pinkbrush has looked pretty solid. Kix, what happens when that Carthage 3 thing just covers up? Like, what is the tiny little thing in the bottom of that? Oh, is that just like the iconic map information?
No, it's just a picture of the map. And it just happens to look at the center, which is usually...
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just using like the main map image you see from the previous screen. One of the things I noticed in this game so far is Pinkbrush was going for the wall, couldn't get the barracks up before Good got his probe in, so didn't actually block the gas before Good could steal it. So that's not the biggest of deals, and it obviously delays your barracks quite a bit. But if you're not as confident playing against a gas steal, it's super, super useful to do that. The amount of times I've been thrown off playing myself by just getting gas stole, and it's like, well, what do I do now? How do I play? But Pinkbrush on top of that for sure.
Yeah, so Pinkbrush is going to be able to open, and it's a 1-1-1, which is not necessarily something that you see all the time anymore. Or I guess it could be this weird Goliath thing that we see sometimes, but usually I would think this is 1-1-1.
I think this is just going to be a factory expand.
You think?
Yeah, pulled off of gas. I mean, it could just be... there could be a
he
sample
did pull off
coming
of
in,
gas,
but
yeah.
yeah, it looks like he is just going to go one more...
Well, see, my thing is, like, My thing is, like, why did you mine that extra 100 gas, though?
This could definitely still be for a starport. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Obviously, opening starport is a lot more popular in the meta at the moment. Sorry, in the meta at the moment. Going for an early dropship, super, super good. And looks like this SUV might be getting ready for it. Top left. No, that's going to be a depot. So I guess this maybe just to get siege mode as quickly as humanly possible.
Yeah, I mean, it would time out for that almost perfectly. So I guess that does make a lot of sense. Although, at least for my estimation, if you know that your opponent is going to be going for something like a Reaver play, then opening Goliath is not incredibly bad. But it also gives you that faster upgrade from the armory if you want to go that route. The other side of that coin is that, you know, it does delay your detection quite a bit. So instead of just rushing up to there, we are going to see siege mode with an academy on the way.
Yeah, if you look back at, like, this is going back to, say, 2010, 2009, when Flash really started to get super good. One of the builds he used to do was this weird double armory style. No one else really did it at the time, and what he would do before anyone else did is he'd essentially open armory and academy at the same time. Now, the variation of that was the SK Telecom Terrans used to go for Starport and Academy at the same time. So it's a different way of dealing with the same thing, but one gets you the quicker upgrade, whereas one allows you to be a little bit more aggressive. Now it looks like Pinkbrush is going to play a little bit safer and play for that defensive one with a quicker upgrade. Armory coming in, second factory coming in, and there will more than likely be a couple of Goliaths popping out when this is done.
All right, so Goliath's coming out in the near future, at least I would imagine. So and we're going to start to see the tech, what is it, diverge, coalesce, differentiate, whatever. And could this be DTs? Kicks.
Well, that would be crazy, and it looks like he is hiding the Citadel as well, so
yeah,
a DT drop would not be out of the question here.
As soon as I saw that Citadel positioning, yeah, there it is. I was like, you know, Zealot legs are pretty good against Terran. Or you could go Dark Templar. So nice to see what side of the Force Good is on, as he is about halfway done with that that Templar Archives. We should have a shuttle out here pretty soon. Actually, I guess he's getting it after the OBS. Yeah. And so we put our hopes in the tiny little basket of a Dark Templar. But where's it going to go? There's still no scans out. Actually, I guess he has one. No, but he doesn't have energy for it now, but he will in a second.
Yeah, he will by the time the DTs come out, which is the important thing. But we are going to see another observer being built before anything else. He's not going DT. He's actually just rushing Arbiter on this 2 base here. Now, this is a very strong build. I almost feel like mixing a couple of DTs in would be quite useful here. But regardless, I mean, Pinkbrush is in pretty much the perfect situation to deal with 2 base Arbiter, but he is building an engineering bay. He's worried about DTs.
Yeah, I absolutely should be at this point. Anytime you open like this and you're investing your, tech anywhere other than, going towards the science facility, like, you kind of have to figure out that you could die to something along those lines. But also, these are very late DTs. Like, these are DTs after just about everything. Like, we've got the Arbiter tech out before there's a Dark Templar in the game. So, This is just kind of strange, isn't it, Kix? There's just every Protoss tech building, but no Protoss tech units.
Yeah, he is just going to wait for the Arbiter tech. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, going for the Temple Archives is required. But a little bit later on, if you can get a third base, a third gas, going into Storm is very, very useful against Terran. It's very difficult to pull off properly, but especially when you look at players like Best and Stork, they use it very, very well. And obviously, if you look further back, you've got players like Jangbi who essentially just killed Terran with Storm. So we'll have to see if that plays out that way, but the first Arbiter is on the way, and is it going to be Recall or Stasis? It's going to be Stasis first.
Okay, man. I mean, I guess Recall is usually more effective when they have more bases out on the map.
Yeah.
But Stasis, I guess, depends on what you can Stasis. The tanks are pretty spread out. Maybe you land a Stasis on, like, this clump of 3 at the front, but you gotta position that almost perfectly. So, assuming that it's going to take at least a couple stasises to stasify, it's just going to be so tough to break through here. I mean, dude, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing it, Kix.
Yeah, he's not going to play aggressive with this. The main thing is, when you look at what Pinkbrush has been doing, you had Good outside of his base the entire game, and he knows Pinkbrush hasn't moved forward whatsoever. He knows there's no third base on the way. He's actually just going to go and double check to make sure he didn't miss it. And if there's no third base, that means there is going to be a 2-base push coming from the Terran player. And if you don't have stasis, that could be very difficult to deal with. Now, +1 attack is done. +2 attack is actually not on the way yet. So very, very late, despite having the science facility on time as well. So
no, but everything is backwards here, Kix. There's 9 gateways off 2 base. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. Like, these little probes are going to be after running those cargo payloads back and forth as fast as they can to support all this tech.
Yeah, he's going to build his Nexus now. Obviously, I think this is more to get ready, because you don't necessarily need to make use of all the gates straight away. It's just kind of useful to have, but we're going to have a drop coming around the left-hand side, and he's got an SCV in this, so he's going to try and hide a 4th base. There is a 3rd command center up at the top, but if he goes to one of these auxiliary bases and puts a CC there, it's going to be very, very unlikely that Good is going to be scouting for it. Now, this is going to be a bit awkward, though, because this dropship is going to fly straight into the 3rd base.
There's nothing here to defend either. Oh, I mean, I guess there's 5 Dragoons up top, but
there's nothing to attack is the problem. And there's an SCV here that's been dropped off. I mean, I'm not really sure what he's there for, but I don't know if he was... Oh my god, the Mind Drag.
I mean, it killed 1 Vulture. In the end, perfect defense. That SCV, man, he tried to hide down there, but couldn't do it. So yeah, this is a Protoss that's just now expanding, so super late expo, but has way faster tech than you'd expect. Vulture's running down to see if there's a 4th base, and he's like, no, there's no 4th base, so both players kind of getting some thinking emojis in their heads after all of that.
Yeah, now we've got Pinkbrush finally going for +1 armor. It's almost halfway done, but +2 attack still hasn't started. This is a massive mistake. +2 attack is so unbelievably important, and that's going to be a
2 shots
massive bonus to Good.
Wow, okay, so a little bit of a whiff on the upgrades, or, I mean, maybe not, but the idea is that this Terran is not going to be anywhere near where he is supposed to be. However, siege tanks are still siege tanks, last time I checked, so they can make miracles happen, and depending on how these stasises go, that can definitely change the fate of these siege tanks for sure. If you, like, stasis the tanks in the front, it forms a barrier against the Zealots on the ground. Actually, yeah, okay, the Zealots are under the Arbiter out back. And he never actually did get recall, right, Kix?
I didn't notice it come up, but I didn't actually look for it after stasis finished, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but we've got those 9 gates are fully in now. He can't really support them still, so he is building up his money a little bit before he does that, as he is going to be putting a lot of attention on this initial force. Now, is there an EMP ready? If he can
Wait,
EMP...
he didn't land the base at the 3rd. At the top top right, he didn't land the command center.
Oh, he's misclicked as well. He's flying it back away. There we go. Okay, so he has sorted out now. A mine did go off on the army. It only killed a single Dragoon, but now he's running into tanks, so he has to be careful.
He still hasn't landed the command center up there. The SCVs are long distance mining to the natural.
Oh, and he's blocking it as well. That's unfortunate. Oh, here we go.
Man.
We're gonna have a big engagement here. Tanks, not a lot of them sieged very far back though, so this is gonna be super good. There is one single stasis, and that's a pretty good stasis, getting all of those back tanks, but the zealots have mostly evaporated, so he's gonna force his way up into the third base instead.
Yeah, you can take this third base out, but it actually wasn't ever up in the first time. The Arbiter is dying, the Observers are all dying except for one that's at like half HP, and I guess he does have a second one, never mind. But there's no more Zealots here, and that's gonna do it. Although, I mean, I guess if you can contain the Terran player on 2 bases, it's not that bad.
Yeah, now there is a drop coming down into the third base. Let's see how many kills he can actually get. There's a cannon, but it's miles out of position, and he's gonna deny mining at the third. Okay.
So no third base, and there's a fourth base on the way for the Protoss. That's going to be pretty good. I thought that tanks did 2-shot Dragoons at +2 versus +0, because they take full damage to... actually, maybe I'm miscalculating that. Okay, he's just now getting recall, so that answers that question we had earlier.
Yeah, looks like the drop has been cleaned up in the bottom left. Not too many probes did go down, but he did lose a few of them. And obviously not something you want to be doing when you're trying to pump off of 9 gateways, but... Looks like we do have Pinkbrush looking to move forward and expand again. All of his SCVs did survive over in that top right position. So if he can live here, the upgrades are finally starting to come in. +2 attack is a third of the way done, getting 2-2 at the same time. We may still have a bit of a longer game here.
Yeah, no, this absolutely could go the distance. The only thing that's going to keep him from going the distance is this third base for Terran. He absolutely has to get that up. Because eventually we're going to see a tech switch to carriers like after another couple bases, and that's going to be a little bit rough. Also, keep in mind, recall in the main is going to be insanely effective once this tank push gets out on the map. So a lot of things for the Terran player to think about.
Yep, now this is a ton of units now. Recall, obviously, as you said, going to be very strong. The Pinkbrush getting ready with a ton of turrets already. And looks like we are going to have a... Oh, the Arbiter going to dance around with the EMP for a little bit.
I'm waiting.
He's
going in.
Or a stasis here. I think this has got to be a stasis, right?
Oh my god. Oh, EMP, look at that. Oh, so good. Last second there. That was actually fantastic.
That was super important as well, because if that EMP landed, that was about 6 tanks in that one stasis, is what I meant to say. And he's got another Arbiter, so he's going to go in for another spell.
Let's see what it's going to be.
There's no EMP this time, so that helps.
Yeah, I guess it does. Oh, actually, he does get almost all of the vultures. That's pretty good, but probably not as good as this tank ball back in the back.
Yeah, the tanks are going to be doing so much here. There's a good number of mines, though, and they are very, very close to these siege tanks. There was a game on Neo Arkanoid I was casting the other day where a single mine drag killed about 8 tanks, I think it was. So you don't be too sure about mines. That's definitely going to be a problem. 5th base is on the way for good. There is a dropship over here, though, that's scouting it, but there's nothing in it to try and do any damage.
Yeah, so that's the least scary dropship ever. But he is going to scout the base at least, so I guess he knows kind of the clock that he's on. Although 3 base can actually, or 3 base Terran can actually do quite a bit. Oh, Stasis on the ramp! I thought he was going to try to wall this base off and then maybe recall into it, but no, it just Stasis is 2 tanks, and that's it.
Yeah, that wasn't the best stasis. He lost the Arbiter as well. Obviously, your Arbiters are going to be super important, because if you look at his army, he's only got 1 left. And that means there's not going to... Well, Pinkbrush does not have to worry about recall. He doesn't have to really worry about stasis too much, because a single stasis is never going to do a ton. And Pinkbrush should be able to move out and try and take a 4th base. But here we go. Looks like Good is going to try and bust in. And look at the mines!
There's so many mines there. Oh my goodness. The tank line also deeper than the ocean. Oh god, this is not going to go well. We're good.
He pushed in too late, and the 2 stasis tanks on the ramp unfreeze. And look at that, Pinkbrush with an incredible trade.
Ooh, Well, Kix, we're gonna need to keep at this for a while. If you re-macro, like if you max out maybe another 2-3 times and just keep A-moving in there, you know, miracles happen when you believe.
They do, but look at this, the 4th base, or the 5th base, I guess it's the 6th base now, does get momentarily denied. Vultures running out on the map with their 3-2 upgrades, going to be doing a ton of damage to these Dragoons, and all of the mines are going to be so effective. Good lost so many observers earlier, and he doesn't actually have that many anymore. He's only got, I think, 2 of them overall, so if he keeps like randomly moving around the map, he's going to lose all of his units.
I guess. I just never thought that would be possible. Oh, let's see if he can mind drag. Oh, gets a couple of the vultures, but they're still going to kill that 4th base, and that's going to be a really big pickoff. Look at these mind drags. Wow, one zealot took off like 15 mines.
Yeah, how did that zealot not die? Zealots are so good.
Well, because a lot of times the mines will kill each other when they explode. So I think that's kind of some collateral damage there. But the base still dies, and that's a big win for Pinkbrush.
Yeah, the only trouble Pinkbrush has is he's mined out this main now. The natural is going to be running dry very shortly. And where can Pinkbrush actually expand to? There's a ton of units from good spread out across the map, so getting this high ground is going to be difficult. And if you try and take the 3 o'clock base as Pinkbrush, your main is just going to get recalled. So we'll have to be careful. Obviously want to keep an eye out if we do see that recall coming in. And this is going to be a little bit better for good. He's going to be able to take out some of these vultures.
Yeah, that's actually really good. And he continues to push good back even more. There is an Arbiter heading up to the upper left, but there's been a full energy science vessel stationed there the entire game. So hopefully he remembers it and EMPs this thing, because we're going.
Yep, he's
where's the recall ball? Oh, it's all Dragoons. That's kind of interesting. No Zealots.
Okay, here we go. Looks like he's going to go in. Let's see if there is any EMP!
Oh, he gets it! What a badass. He had that waiting there. No joke. That's like the 2nd or 1st science vessel, and he gets the EMP off. What a badass.
And I love how Zero is here. Nice to see you, man. I'm looking forward to your drunk stream on Saturday. That should be funny. But he's saying one of the maps, where is Power Bond? I must admit, like, BSL 7 was kind of Power Bond the tournament, I guess. I saw Power Bond so much.
Yeah, it was actually PBSL, the Power Bond Star League. But it was, if you have to have a map that's the only map you play, Power Bond's not bad. Yeah, nice EMP. Again, no stasis on these tanks in the back, and that means there's no amount of Dragoons that would ever be able to kill this. You could have 50,000 Dragoons here, and they would all still die. So, sorry, there is a stasis, but it didn't do the job.
Late,
so,
yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
sorry about that.
Lose another Arbiter. That one single Goliath goes home a hero here, because those Arbiters are so important even. And here we go. Pinkbrush gonna continue pushing down.
Man, nothing can stop this, man. It's so, like, if you just look at the, I guess, non-existent, well, it's not non-existent, the macro, the bank, he can't get any more units. He's at 200 supply, and he just never has enough to be able to take this out. Now, finally, he's able to get a nice concave here, and the Zealots are tanking pretty well. The stasis in the bank is doing its job, and so the tanks in the front will get cleared up, but look at how deep this tank line is, Kicks.
Yeah, and those tanks on the high ground are going to be doing so much. Behind this, we've obviously got the 4th base coming in from Pinkbrush, and the 5th base as well. But this is the move Good needed to do. He needed to at least push that, or move that pushback a little bit, because despite having so many gateways, if you get into a position where the Terran is outside your natural, it doesn't matter how many gateways you have, you're never going to be able to engage properly. And finally, he's in a position where he can, and a lot of those tanks did go down.
I mean, yeah, this push is a lot less scary for Terran, but for Protoss, he hasn't built any additional gateways. He's been on 9 this entire game.
There are some more in the bottom right. They're in a bit of a weird spot, though.
Bottom right. Oh, yeah, wait, what? Why would you put your gates there? Okay. So, yeah, he did build a few more gateways. Thanks for finding those. I just would never look there for gateways.
Yeah, it seems a bit weird that they'd be down there, but I was zoomed out before, so I saw them now. That Arbiter from before that got... Oh, my God, another great EMP on the Arbiter.
Damn, he's so good at hitting these EMPs. That is remarkable. I'm actually so impressed. But we're going in again, Kicks. How many more times before we get in there?
Oh, there is going to be a big stasis on these back tanks, so this is going to be what he needs. He's going to be able to break through.
D-Matrix, not going to save you here. Those stasis actually so good. This reminds me a lot of Best versus, was it Rush? where he had all of his tank stasis surprisingly, and even though he's max supply, he lost the game. And now he just kills off the rest of this. Honestly, I think you just go for it. You push even further up the map, but maybe better to just take the good trade, take out the stasis tanks, and then secure the rest of your bases on your side of the map.
Yeah, I just want to say a huge thanks to Cobalt Blue for the tier 1 subs, 7 months now. Thank you so much for the support. And the funny thing is, we saw that Arbiter over in the top left, and I thought he was going to recall, but he didn't need to. He's just going to run straight through. Oh, and he's going to get a couple of vessels here. This is a very, very good pickoff.
Ooh, but canceling this base really does keep the clock running, ticking for Pinkbrush. One base Terran, not that scary. And I guess he has this mineral only over here, but there's no gas there, so shutting down this base is huge.
Yeah, and there's a base over at 3 o'clock now, but look at that, an observer already there. There's no way units are going to get back there to defend this. Now, the one benefit Pinkbrush has is a lot of goods army is stuck in this 5th base location. But look at this, there's going to be 3 arbiters pushing through the map with a massive army. And that's surely going to run through Pinkbrush if Good makes the choice.
Is it though? Actually, his tank count is very low. I actually didn't take that into consideration. He actually almost has no tanks, so that's kind of a big deal. It's mostly mines and vultures, and that does not cut it against mass gateway units.
Yeah, now the arbiters are flying into the turret again, so gonna take damage on them. I don't know what it is recently about Protoss players with observers and arbiters, but they do love throwing them away against turrets. But luckily enough, he does keep it alive. Obviously going to live and hopefully not get EMP'd, but Pinkbrush has been doing such a good job. Maybe he can still make this work.
Yeah, it's a big maybe. He's going to have to. He's on essentially, like I said, 1.5 bases right now. As his 3rd base is about to mine out. So, this is tough. Good has been able to take a lot of bases, shut down a lot of bases, and now it certainly does look pretty, good for him. He's also about to get +3 weapons. He's on 222 right now, which is kind of a weird series of upgrades for Protoss. But he is going to be on 322 pretty soon, and that is fantastic.
Yeah, 3-3 obviously does scale better, but when your tank count is not super high, it's very difficult to deal with these big gateway armies, especially when, oh my god, that EMP misses. It hits one of them, I think. But there is another stasis back here. And look at that, he gets another large chunk of tanks.
Yeah, now these zealots are just going to kill everything. There's more tanks coming in from behind, but half of them are unsieged. So they're not actually going to be doing that much damage. And oh, now the concave is just so incredibly powerful. I think we are seeing kind of the beginning of the end here for Pinkbrush.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate this wasn't game number 3 because Good has done an incredible job here. And it looks like he is going to get that win of pride here. Now that's a massive mine on those 3 Dragoons, but the trouble is there's just no more tanks left. There's 3 there, but that's not going to be enough.
I mean, there are a million billion mines out here, so never doubt that. I mean, Dragoons are that stupid. So, also, man, these siege tanks unsieged, and they still get lots of kills, or I guess like 2 or 3 kills off of that, or unstasis, so... That's
okay, we're going to have a recall going into the 3rd base as well. I don't know whether you... Oh no, the Arbiter goes down.
Oh my god. Okay, well, never mind. I mean, Pinkbrush is getting about as much help from the cosmic forces of the universe as he can. But I think, yeah, especially with this 3 o'clock base getting shut down, that's probably going to do it.
Yeah, he's not even going to be able to lift it because there's too many Dragoons over here, and it looks like this could be the dying breaths of Pinkbrush. If he can maybe sneak forward and get a 5th base over on the left-hand side, maybe he can stay in here. But, I mean, Good's economy is so good. He's got a massive bank, and just everything has gone right for Good here. It's very, very difficult for him to lose from this position, I think.
Yeah, no, Good is going to continue to struggle, or Pinkbrush is going to continue to struggle. Good. He's got now more arbiters, more energy, more zealots in the front. Maxed out supply versus 129. And, I mean, that's a little chunk of tanks, you know. Don't sleep on it. But, he
EMP.
hits the double EMP. Damn. Okay. But in the end, I think this is just not enough Terran behind.
Well, this is 3-3 mech, but this is so many Dragoons coming down. Tanks do so well against just Dragoons, but the Zealots at the front really helping out. This is the dying vestiges of Pinkbrush's army. GG! Pinkbrush taps out, and good takes game number 4.
So wow, congratulations. That's nice to see at least a moral victory there in the 4th game. Still a 3-1 victory for Eternal Friends. So while Pinkbrush might have lost that game, the rest of his team had his back. So congratulations to Eternal Friends for picking up the win.
Yeah, really nice for them as well. We'll have a look at the table at the end of the cast, obviously, to go through everything that happened. But just to go through that series, once again, we had Ozuna winning over Astro, Blaze getting a walkover win over Orr, Chaylin beating Essen, and Good beating Pinkbrush there in game number 4. I think game number 4 was definitely the best of the series as well. So really well done. We'll be back in just, well, about 3 to 4 minutes, I would say, with our second series of today. It's going to be Psy versus Soul. See you guys very soon.